We've walked to Santiago together on the Camino 6 times, and these are 5 pieces of gear that we always pack no matter what. We want to share that with you today. I'm Lainey.
And I'm Shawn, and this is Days We Spent. I was a keeper. So the first piece of Camino gear that we recommend for every Camino is the buff. If you're unfamiliar, the buff is a neck gaiter, technically. It's what it's called. Basically, it's just a wool or polyester sort of mini scarf that wraps around your neck. Depending on the length and the thickness, it can be worn for different purposes, from protecting your neck from the sun, to holding back your hair, to like protecting you from the winter cold on your face.
Oh, I've even used it as like a Kleenex sometimes.
Oh my God.
And then washed it. And that's the thing, they're made to dry quickly. So if you get it dirty, you just wash it in the albergue that night. I also like wearing it as a headband, especially like covering my ears on windy days so I'm not like bothered by the wind noise. That's so useful. And as a bonus, it keeps the hair out of your eyes.
I love to dip this into water fountains, dip it into buckets, and then put it on and go like, whoo. And I'd say that's how I use my buff, especially this small summer buff, like 99% of the time.
This is a slightly smaller one. It's not like the regular one. Way back in the days, I've had this for 8 years or so. They used to make like a junior size. I think that's what this one is. I know, you gave me this small one. It's very cute. Shawn gave me this for Christmas. And so this, I think the normal buff is, can you put your hand out like a little bit? Like, no, like this.
Put my hand out?
Like that. Okay, so this is like the buff end. So I think they're normally like from here to there.
I see. Now I see what you want.
I think they're normally a little
I was like, put your hands out.
I think they're normally just like a little bit longer
Well,
than this one.
how long is my winter buff? Are they the same size?
Oh, no, they're not.
My winter buff is a little bit longer.
Yeah, and it's wider too.
Yeah. So when I say winter buff, what I mean is that this is a mid-weight merino wool buff. So I would wear this for a winter or fall Camino where I expect it to be at elevation or cold or early mornings or windy days. Yeah. And this little guy is for the summer because it's mostly about sun protection, not warmth.
The warmer buffs are great to use as a hat. They're just so cozy and just add a lot of warmth without a lot of bulk in your bag.
Number 1 on this list is the buff for obvious reasons because they're amazing.
Next on our list is a fast charger for your devices. We recently upgraded to this Anker 30-watt charger so that your phone doesn't take forever to charge in the albergues. Instead, you can just plug it in and then you're almost done. Within like an hour, it's pretty much at a full charge.
We have to use our phones. We're filming all the videos that we make. We're navigating. We're using the apps. We're staying in touch with people. A phone is our absolute lifeline. So keeping it charged every day is really important.
Yeah, and usually there's only a few outlets, so it's really polite to share the outlet and not hog it. And oftentimes our friends would even use the fast charger if we were in a room with only one plug. We'd just take turns with the fast charger.
Recently, I used a little lightweight 5-watt charger, something that you can buy at a cheap shop. It was a terrible idea. These little cheap 5-watt chargers are really slow, which is like a huge problem. But like when you pick them up, they're like, oh, it's so lightweight, and it's because they're poorly made. So they can damage your devices, they can damage your phone, they can overheat. They're just not a great idea.
They ruined like 2 or 3 of our charging cables.
Yeah. There's a reason that something feels heavier. It's because it has chips and circuit boards to regulate heat and wattage. It is worth upgrading to a safe, reliable charger that's not going to break your very expensive phone. Don't try to save money on your charger. Get something really good. And the pro tip for the Camino is that you're in Spain, so get a Spanish compliant 2-prong charger, a European charger. This can be a little hard to find on Amazon.
Yeah.
So you might have to get it here in Europe. Another quick tip for the Anker charger is get a cable that's a little bit longer than what you traditionally used to. Yeah, I'd say that's 4 feet. The plug is always in a crazy place, or it's like just far enough away from where your bed is that it's like infuriating. The third thing on the list, an absolute must for every Camino, no matter what, is sock liners. These disgusting gray hellscapes. Oh God, it sucks to show you these on camera, but this is what they are and this is what they look like.
Got some fresh pairs on the way for the next Caminos this year.
You wear them under your other hiking socks, and they provide interstitial suspension. Some physics for you. They basically let your socks slide against each other instead of your skin sliding against your socks and your shoes, which basically prevents blisters. I wear them every day. At the end of the day, you wash them, hang them up, and then either alternate with another pair or wear them again. And they're a really, really good tool to prevent blisters and foot pain.
They dry really fast since they're made of silk. You can get the ones that are like Coolmex fabric or something, but we found the silk ones are just the ones that we found work best for us, like the least amount of blisters. And the silk ones, they will fall apart much faster. These are my very bedraggled silk sock liners, but I think these came on like 4 Caminos
You
or
can
something.
see through them. Like you can see the light going through them. They've been through it.
On a long Camino, I'll bring 2 pairs so that I can alternate them so they don't fall apart as fast, because they kind of start to fall apart like these. But if I'm walking something that's like less than 2 weeks, I'll just bring 1 pair and wear that the whole time. I also like that I can pull them up higher on my legs in the morning when it's a little chillier and then just roll them down in the afternoon. And I'm someone who gets like really hot and sweaty, and I actually don't find that my feet overheat even though I'm wearing 2 pairs of socks.
That's a really good point. Yeah, it's not like you're wearing double socks. They might actually help keep your feet cooler, like help them breathe.
Because they're like wicking the sweat away too.
Yeah, I don't know. They're magic. We never go on a Camino without our sock liners, even though they're disgusting looking.
Have you heard us extol the virtues of Lambswool?
Extol?
Have you not
Nice.
used that phrase?
That was great. You caught me off guard. I
I
was
was
like,
like,
ooh, extol.
10th grade English class.
Packing lists and vocabulary lessons.
It's so soft and wonderful, but you use it on your feet to help prevent blisters. Lambswool is lightweight, so if you bring a lot, it doesn't weigh down your backpack. It's reusable and washable, so I can just, it's time
Within reason.
Okay, it comes out like in these disgusting little blobs. These are clean. They're
This
clean.
video sucks. This video is getting. We're just like, look at our old socks, and whoa.
These are clean.
Whoa.
Since you'll like tuck it into parts of my sock and it'll like stick onto your sock.
Oh, God.
They're clean. So the Lambswool provides a barrier for me. I use it once I've gotten a blister because sometimes it does happen, even with a sock liner. You're gonna get blistered.
I use it a little differently. I use it as a preventative. So I'll take one long strand of Lambswool and I'll make this longer and a little bit thinner and then weave it through my toes.
Finger toes.
My finger toes. This video is so good. Your feet are gonna swell as you hike, no matter what. Just happens. They can get a little blistery. So I do it as a prevention. I'll use 1 piece of Lambswool for a few weeks, and then it looks like what Lainey just showed you, and I'll throw it away. I'll throw it into the sun so that no one ever has to see it again.
No, you wash it and then I don't know what I'll do with these one day.
If you're noticing a theme, it's don't get blisters because they make the Camino really, really miserable.
A lot of people like this stuff called Compede that they have here in Spain, but it's like a sticker almost. So once you put it on, it's there and it's a one-time use thing. I prefer something that's reusable and just more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But no, you can't find this in Spain. So if you want to try Lambswool, you'll need to buy it before you come here.
You love that thing.
I do. It's like a pillow and it's...
So the last item on our list is our newest addition, and I think has slowly become my favorite thing to pack for the Camino and for pretty much every trip we ever go on. And it is the Sea to Summit Airlight Towel, size large.
It's so tiny and so cute and so functional.
This towel is ridiculous. I have my own. So this is what it looks like when it's in its carrying case. Ooh. This is the large. I'm leaning way back.
We have the European version, so they are 24 by 48 inches.
Or 60 by 120 centimeters if you're metric. What you need to know is it's a large is long enough to wrap around your waist when you get out of the shower. They do have an extra large if you need a towel that's a little bit bigger, and it doesn't add that much more size, but we think that the large is kind of perfect for our use case.
We like these ones so much because they're so thin, which means they dry very, very quickly
like
when you're done with them. So you hang them up outside on the laundry line or over your bunk if it's raining, and your towels dry by the morning. Sometimes
they dry in
even,
like an hour.
Yeah, sometimes really, really quickly.
This is another travel towel from a reputable brand that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this towel. We've had it for years. It's good at being a travel towel. But it's in hand, like you notice instantly how much thicker it is.
Okay, well the thickness does mean it's more comfortable and like feels a little more like a real towel versus these thin ones, which are, I mean, here, look, this is rolled down.
It's wild how like thin it is compared to the other one. And this is a good demonstration. I'm good at this. The point I'm trying to make is this towel isn't even long enough to wrap around my waist. Like this is a smaller towel. It's heavier, it's bulkier, and it takes up more room in your bag. I pack for the Camino in a lumbar pack. So bringing a towel like this, even though it's smaller than like a normal towel, it would be a deal breaker. It's just too big. Love this towel, worth every penny. So I think that's it. Those are our 5 must-have items that we pack for every single Camino, no matter what it is. You see us on the trail, we're gonna have this stuff on us.
We do have 2 different honorable mention items, and they're something that I've chosen and something that Shawn's chosen. The other 5 things we 100% agree on. My honorable mention item is the Kula cloth, and this is made for anyone who squats to pee in the woods. Please bring this. What you do is you snap it onto your pack outside so it can dry. And then once you've used the antimicrobial and absorbent side to wipe after you pee, you just snap it closed and it hangs on the outside of your bag and dries. The end of the day, you bring it into the albergue and you wash it with soap and it dries very quickly and you have a toilet paper free bathroom experience.
You're like waving it in my face.
It's very clean right now. They make them with all sorts of patterns and things. Here's another fun one. I use this black one a lot. If you want to cut down on waste and you want to make sure that you are not leaving litter on the trail, please don't do that. Use a Kula cloth and you'll never have to carry dirty toilet paper with you again.
So my honorable mention is actually 2 things that cheated.
He just told me this now.
Honestly, I don't have an honorable mention. I think those things that we brought are 99% of what you need. However, I do bring different things on the Camino that make mine better. So I'm going to just quickly mention, I bring a pair of Bluetooth earbuds to listen to podcasts and music as I fall asleep. They also seal into my ear way better than the cheap foam earplugs that a lot of people use. I don't know that I would Camino without something like this.
You've had those for years.
I've had these forever. The battery life is insane. It lasts all through the night. I use these and it works really well for me. So I'm saying like, don't just get sucked into what everyone says for your sleep system. Bring something that works for you. I listen to podcasts and music to drift off. I know someone else that has like a sleep mask with earbuds that's like this whole setup. Find something to get to sleep. If you get poor sleep, you're gonna have a terrible Camino.
And you can charge this on your fast charger.
It all comes together. The other thing I mentioned is the Supernote A6X, I think. This is an e-reader. I'm reading a book right now. I can also like take notes. I use this for Spanish class. I like getting to the albergue and reading a book, but I don't like being on my phone. So I bring this. You definitely don't need this. Maybe you bring a journal. Lainey has a paper journal and pen.
Yeah, I write down all my thoughts and things I want to say about the day in my paper and pen journal because I like the physical act of writing with my hands. But also I read on my phone, so
Yeah.
I keep those 2 separate.
You can read on your phone. I'm not saying it's bad. But for me, I like to be off my phone as often as possible, and this helps me do that. So I'm bringing this up, not because you need to pack this, but like leave room in your bag for 1 or 2 things that you like to do after you're not walking. That's something I think people forget. Maybe that's a whole nother video, is that the majority of the Camino is not walking. Majority of the Camino is trying to sleep in a room with 25 other people and being in a backyard of a building, like waiting for your clothing to dry.
Or trying to find somewhere to eat when all the bars are closed.
Yeah. Bring something you want to do. I got nothing. That's my thing. So thank you so much for spending your day with us. We're so happy everyone's asking us questions about the Camino. We love sharing our packing list. We love sharing videos about our favorite bags.
And just remember, the best Camino is one where you don't have a lot of stuff. You just bring what you need, and it needs to be something you use every day or almost every day. Because the more you carry, the more your body's just gonna hurt. These 5 things help us pack light. They help us stay happy on trail and in the albergues. And I mean, we keep coming back for more Caminos.
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
Sorry about the lambswool and the socks. That was a rough section.
All right, pilgrims, now go forth and have a buen Camino.
Yeah. Bye. I miss you.